Yo, yo, yo. Tyler, Rhodes.
What's going on, brother?
Not much. Looks like we are needed today for the reversal.
Yeah, bro, we are. We need that Monday reversal, or technically Tuesday reversal, that Monday halt. But I don't know, bro. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't feel too bad if we got a little decent retracement here after a lot of these, tokens pumping, bro.
I know. I mean, Bitcoin doesn't look too bad. Other ones are. I mean, you're seeing like 20% drops on a lot of the alts.
Yeah,
Yo,
it
yo,
looks like what's up,
Yeah,
what's up?
I
Yeah, it looks
need
like
I need
Bitcoin.
caffeine to pick up the market. Yeah.
right. We gotta put in our powers together. This is what we get paid the big bucks for, to reverse
Yes.
the market on days like these.
Where's my face? There's my face.
It's the Tuesday rain dance for the markets.
Tuesday rain dance. All right. Yeah, so it has been real red. But that's all right. Due for some of that activity.
I thought that was last week. Last week it was red as well.
Yeah, on what, Friday it was a little bit red?
Thursday.
Thursday?
Thursday was
Friday?
whipsaw day. Today is just straight red.
Yeah, Thursday was wild. All right, so pull up the slides. So where we're at now, a lot of red in the market. So I had to adjust things to weekly on some of the NFT and the meme coins just to find some positivity. Even then, actually, no, I think I left meme coins at daily. But anyways, Bitcoin weekly all-time high. I mean, that's a positive. Otherwise, markets are quite red across the board. A pullback here. We've been cooking pretty well. And then when Bitcoin drops and it loses 100K, then it puts in a bit of uncertainty in the market overall. We're probably going to see some volatility here, and then when we finally break free, then I think we're back on kind of thing. U.S. Treasury claims Bitcoin is digital gold. We knew this. That's been the statement for Bitcoin since, well, whenever you entered crypto, right? So for me, 2017, 2016, should entered well before then. If I listened to Tony, the guy that sat in the corner over there saying, "Hey, check this thing out," but I didn't. So it took me a few more years. But Milady Cult coin drops 600 million initial value. So really well done. I think that's going to be really important for the other ones to drop, mainly being Pengu token, Magic Eden trading at about $4 pre-market. That's coming here tomorrow. But yeah, Pudgy Penguins, pure cook right now. Announced Pengu token as of Friday. Penguins are literally flying, continuing to roar up. I would imagine that they will continue to do so until the drop. Probably at that point, you want to sell prior. Typically is the way to play it. Although I think some of the sentiment right now is super strong on them that even not selling might be a viable play here. But historically speaking, you sell into these type of events, you rebuy the asset afterwards. Your valuation between your airdrop and not is usually better if you do it that way. But you have to play your own snares as it is. NFT wise, super high volume still, which is a really good positive. Weekly risers, I had to go look at weekly, not much on the daily here. Pudgy Penguins are up 53%, up to 21.9 ETH. They are now ahead of Bored Apes. I heard one statement here earlier today that they could exceed Punks. I'm definitely not that bullish on Penguins. I mean, as far as a project that is building and delivering on this kind of whole NFT premise that was initially sold, Penguins are doing it the best. Obviously, Punks aren't doing anything, but that's the magic of punks. They don't flip punks. If they do well, I mean, wow. But they're going to continue to ride up here. They could be the market leader this cycle, and we'll continue to watch a lot of opportunity for them in so many facets. And so Penguins are looking really strong. Little Pudgy's up 60% to 2.3. I think Rods are up like 80%. Azuki up to 6.9%, up 20%. So, my statement said Azuki was the next to move here. Is finally happening. They were kind of the last to move, so I whiffed there. But kind of speculation on whether or not or when the anime token gets announced, and then what that could do for them. So a little pre speculation there. I think that's always the play with Azuki, and their price is better entered when they're down at 5 ETH. 6.9 is starting to get a little high, but historically I've traded in that like 7 ETH range. I think has been pretty comfortable for Azuki. So they're right about there. Miladies, as I mentioned, launch cult coin. So they dropped 24% down to 5.38 ETH. So a little sell off that you'd expect. Doodles are up
already. Miladies.
What's that?
Is Miladies trading already? The cult coin?
Yes, I believe so. And Doodles 2.77 ETH. This one really interesting. A lot of discussions around Doodles on whether or not they were a good buy above 2 ETH. The McDonald's stuff, all that kind of stuff. And it was like, well, they just haven't moved. They're starting to move. They're up 11% on the week. Doodles is the one that is closely resembles Penguins, and the one that could closely tie in to do something similar. So, they probably provide value at 2.77 ETH, downside risk of, about 30% on them. 1.8, 1.9 is kind of their general resting range, afterwards. So, you can kind of play that how you see fit there. But I think Doodles is interesting as they've now kind of shown continued momentum post everything going on. So that's good. On the meme coin side of things, very limited movers. Baby Doge. I've never heard of Baby Doge, and I feel like I should have. Maybe just Doge overshadows. And I kind of question when I look at this coin market cap, meme coin category, and some of the leaders there, where there's these coins that I haven't heard of before that are trading at pretty high market value. But Baby Doge is up 34% to 899 million. Fartcoin up 6.7%. Kind of maybe some anticipation on listings, etc. Fartcoin, etc. But the AI kind of still is a bit of a bright spot. Otherwise, like I said, memes generally speaking are down a fair bit. Prediction markets have dumped 15% from Friday's talk about where it was expected at 59% for 110K Bitcoin. So it goes to show how much the sentiment has kind of dumped just in a few days here over this weekend, or most today. So we're hoping for a Tuesday flip. This is the pivot space of the week, and we'll wait to see if Tuesday's a rebound. But I'm going to pause here. Any initial thoughts?
How much Fartcoin you boys holding?
What?
I'm always holding Fartcoin. In fact, this weekend was I was holding a lot of Fartcoin. Now I'm not holding so much. I think my body was trying to tell me something. I mean, like, wow.
But no, man, it's definitely. I mean, we're right at that fib extension level on Bitcoin. We pretty much touched it a few times at 101.848. But otherwise, bro, I mean, I think we're due for a little retracement. Like, none of this is like by any means like out of the ordinary, I think. And it's I think also too, to touch on a different basis, NFTs, dude, it's sick to see them things pumping again.
Yeah.
even I just came back from Miami yesterday around 5 p.m. and dude, tons of NFT people there. Web3 community is pretty strong, it seems like. But overall, man, I'm pretty excited for the NFT side of things as well, which is abnormal for me to say.
Yeah, I think we're just really continuing some good narrative, positive momentum, and it's consecutive. There's always something going on in the timeline that's generally positive towards NFTs right now, and we look to January kind of as that lifting off period for NFTs, but it feels like we're getting an early jump on it. So a nice part of the market, not as chaotic as meme coins. Certainly, meme coins can outperform. Alts are definitely outperforming, but NFTs are a much more calculated part of the market. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. I'll share my Picasso here first. Finding it pretty interesting. In a couple spots, this little trendline support here looks like it's likely going to be broken on the daily. I don't know if that makes a huge difference. I don't know if that puts us back down to this 91K range as a possibility. Some really good touches along this 100K line, or at least initial 100K line, which is kind of held as resistance, at least on the daily close. On the lower side of things, I got no lines for support other than fib and prior kind of areas here. But if we don't get a Tuesday move, I'm expecting more downside here. But again, it's just volatility. When you look at like the candles we've seen on Thursday, Thursday was a liquidity flush, but we're going to see some volatility here. 100K is going to provide kind of this glass ceiling resistance for a bit until we break above, and then we can hopefully get it as a nice support. Thoughts on Bitcoin, Tyler?
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, like looking at it on a daily or a weekly, especially because judging, we don't really have anything to base off of ever, other than the last, like, really since November, roughly. So, I've been looking at it on the 4 hour a little more, which is a little abnormal for me to kind of see a little more details and kind of get like a smaller fib reading on it. But honestly, bro, I think even that wick down to 94K, I mean, it was like a perfect touch. It was a perfect touch on a fib level, 78.6 fib. If you used, what is that, like 91K is the bottom, and like 104 where Bitcoin touched, roughly 103. But I mean, honestly, I mean, if long term, I mean, do we break that 91 to 93 range, or even 93 to 94? Like that's a tough question, bro. I think I just saw MicroStrategy buy a bunch of more Bitcoin, and then I seen Amazon propose, I think, like a 5% allocation of their like reserves to Bitcoin as well. So I don't know, bro. I want to say we hold above there, but at the same time, even if we broke below and ran down to like 82 to 84K, like it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be bad at all.
Yeah, I just realized my chart wasn't refreshed and had froze, so we already are on to the next day, and I do see that dump there. So
Yeah.
But you're right. I wonder around these company narratives, if it's just us or crypto spinning up things, and whether that happens, whether that has a material impact or not. Companies have to be pretty risk adverse when it comes to their treasuries, and them putting it into an asset like Bitcoin at least at this stage, feels like maybe a little too crazy. Sure, can you put the pie in the sky and say that, hey, if everyone were to do this, if everyone were to buy Bitcoin, I mean, this is an amazing idea. And if
And
we were to
it's-
buy it, then everyone else will buy it, and then therefore there's going to be no more Bitcoin left, and it's all
It
going to
has
great,
to go up.
right?
Yeah.
So,
And-
you can
and
play
maybe
that
it's like
narrative
a-
through, and it sounds awesome, but like, until it happens, it's just MicroStrategy out
It's
there
good if
buying
you have
banks.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. You don't have
I
Bitcoin.
don't know why people are so worried today. Look what happened Thursday. We're fine.
Mhm.
Yes,
No, but
Thursday was
it's
so
normal.
short-lived that I think it sucked in the moment, but like that literally lasted like less than an hour. It was wild. Where I guess today was probably somewhat similar. It was in the last 4-hour candle there, but it's just, I think once we reclaimed 100K there, it felt like, okay, we're good, but we're starting to chop again. We're starting to get some PTSD from, back when we were chopping last time, and
Right.
Bitcoin itself will make its moves in a period of, a short period of time, a few days, weeks. If it's weeks, it's usually 3-4 weeks, and that's about it. And you look at the weekly, this was kind of, there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see this pattern a fair bit, where you get this kind of run of 3-4 weeks, maybe a bit of rest in between, and you look back at some of these runs that we had, and they're quite similar. 4 weeks. Oops, didn't want that. 4 weeks and with a rest in between, right? So I think when it does have these kind of really big sharp legs up, it's only going to be for 4 or 5 weeks, and then it's got to find some chill, and then we move again. Now, of course, 100K and breaking that, it feels like you're just gonna run, but like to sustain that kind of movement is tough, at least historically. Looking at the latest runs that we've seen, so it's not bad. It's we're still at 98K. We're only down 8% from all-time high, roughly, which is nothing in the scheme of things. So even if you blasted it at the top, you're still sitting pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, bro. Nothing scary by any means. Once we really break above that like 102, 103 level and hold and continue up, I feel like it's gonna be fast from there, but I don't know. It's hard to say at this point because it's do you have a bunch of the institutional players come in and buy up all the Bitcoin, and that's what's gonna push us higher and higher, is the FOMO of not being able to hold enough of the the world's hardest asset.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was just reading too in the article, like Amazon's got like 90 billion in cash, like that's just sitting there. Imagine it's losing 7 to 10% a year. I mean, that's not attractive to the shareholders. But yeah, it's
Probably
interesting.
not
It's
losing 7 to 10% a year on that cash.
well, they're just holding it.
Yeah, holding it. They might have some kind of forms of investment.
Yeah.
I mean, their business itself should be where the investment is going, and they should be able to earn a greater return, right? But this 4-hour 200 EMAs, I think, important to hold, at least on the uptrend side of things. So 92K, 93K. If we dump below there, then maybe it's a short sell for a period of time until we move back up. But like we're well off of that, at least on the 4-hour, 2 hours, riding at a support. So it's all very, very strong, very positive. Yeah. So good there.
ETH's been doing pretty well.
ETH has looked really good. This dump here on the last 4 hours as well as a sharp hit. But it's looked good. Overall, I think 3,500 is
such a weird chart, isn't it?
The ETH chart. Yeah, It is, and we double topped this 4,100 range. Would have been nice to been able to power through it there, but I mean the macro, Bitcoin, et cetera, it wasn't great, but a bit of a hold above 3,500, 3,550, I think is good, and so it's still looking strong on its trajectory up here. So we'll see.
That Saturday, Sunday, like that block, like that square top is so weird on ETH.
Oh, these 2 days?
Yeah, like it's like there's no price movement on these 2 days whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to see that. Honestly, bro, I've had this fib drawn up for a long time, but it's at 40.20 and 64 cents exactly. But originally it broke above it. I think it wicked above it and kind of broke above like way back in March, early in the year. But it's a 78.6, 88.6 fib zone. And that was right above that, kind of like that trend line too. So I actually like where it's sitting because it's kind of, depending on how you drew it or what chart, whether it was the weekly, daily, or monthly, whatever you drew up the trend line on. It broke above, bro, and I mean, it would be nice to see this next weekly candle kind of hold above.
Yeah, it would have been nice to sit up in this 38, 3,900. Would have been a much stronger looking chart.
Yeah.
But it's still outperforming in terms of the majors. Solana is showing weakness. Bitcoin, it's indecisive, but Solana's looking like we're downtrending right now, and looking for support at 200 in that range.
Could definitely see that. And honestly, bro, like even if it ran down to 175 to 192, no big deal. And I wouldn't be as concerned even if it ran all the way back to 136 to 150. I don't think it will personally, but even if it did, I mean, I got it marked out. I'm ready. I'm waiting.
I mean, let's get it. That'd be nice.
Yeah, right, bro.
Would be nice. Right?
It'd be awesome.
Not for anyone holding, but if you want to accumulate some more. And that's the thing when you're in this kind of type of bull market, and I don't think we ended at 100K, right? But when you're in this type of bull market, when there's a bit of panic and FUD, that's when you buy, even on these flushes. You buy then and you sell when everyone's euphoric and greedy, right? So
what do you think?
Just want to play the. What's that?
What's the catalyst to the flush out today? What do you think? Or is it just normal trading behavior?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand those dynamics maybe as well as someone like IO might, on how, those kind of liquidity flushes take on. My understanding is it's kind of like an exchange driven kind of phenomenon. Tyler, do you understand how?
Honestly, bro, no, like it's easier to say like when there's some news event or something like that happens, but right now, bro, I'm relying on fibs and the fact that they're still marking out on the extensions and holding levels like perfectly. Like I told my buddy, actually, he messaged me, he's like, yo, where do we go from here? I'm like, like, or why do you think this happened? I said, I don't know, but the fibs said that it was gonna, like, I have no idea, but like I was kind of expecting some resistance there. I mean, it wasn't like an unexpected thing, but ultimately, bro, no, like in this case, I don't. In the other cases, like there's different narratives going on in the market, different things happening. Like maybe Cardano crashed a little more because they're like, I think their Twitter got hacked or something happened with something like that. But yeah, so honestly, bro, I don't know when it comes to like a specific situation like this where it's kind of like we got all the bullish sentiment and
I mean, ultimately, you got a lot of people trying to time, I think, these leverage longs and getting really aggressive on this leg up, and when that occurs, you get more volatility. When people are leveraged up, you get this extreme volatility, and you can get these flushes down, these runs up, and that's kind of what happens, right, in the markets. And so, not really indifferent in what we had on Thursday is probably the same idea, where just another flush. And high volatility, right? So that's kind of what I would be expecting. But like I said, IO probably is, his next session. That would be the question I'd pose to him, and get his expertise on it, because he really understands the ins and outs of that. So
yeah, I mean, it lines up perfectly. Remember last week we were like alt season, everyone's moving over to alts, and then now you see, like, I'm looking at the chart, like, before the call started, alts anywhere down between 10 and 20% on the day.
Yeah.
And like, if you're 5x leverage, that's your whole position right there. Gone. Done. 3x leverage, you're 50%, 60% down. Like, you're kind of scared, and you're at that point too. So maybe the big boys are flushing out all the alt season leverage positions.
Big possibility,
it.
bro. Definitely a big possibility.
Honestly, might be a good, interesting time to get in. Looks like everything's kind of green right now for the first 30 minutes.
Right?
I mean, if you're trading in and out, sure, but I think, like I said, I think there's some sideways action that I would expect. Like I said, 4 or 5 weeks of just like pure run. Now, it can switch to alts, etc. But like, if you're looking at Bitcoin, which is your kind of your key market driver, I would be more kind of sitting steady than anything else on this, until we get a clear break above, and then a retest and a bounce above 100K, right? And then that's when I think you're really back on. Otherwise, I would still wait for more downside.
Interesting.
Whether it happens or not, I don't know for sure.
I'm thinking about buying maybe an ape coin position at this point. $1.50.
Be an interesting play.
NFTs are heating up, so
Yeah. No, they are, bro. They definitely are.
I don't even have.
I know Garrison, he was at the one of the Doodles events. Wish he was here. I think he's still there. Tomorrow's his last day. He comes back. But I mean, yeah, bro, even like some of the alts, like you said, like Compound's down 37%. Just
right.
what technically was that today? Excuse me.
That's a crazy down 37% is crazy on
But also keeping in mind that it ran like 265%, but 30% in one day taken out of that. I mean, that's a big chunk, bro. But again, on the flip side, I think it was kind of necessary. But I'm kind of with Rotes. There's certain, like, honestly, like specifically Compound, like if it held at like 91, I could see us coming right back up. But I mean, if there's still more room to run down. I don't think there's a ton, but I think we could still run down a little bit and see some more bleeding. Or maybe we wick down, hit those, liquidated those positions. Big whales got their liquidity in their pockets, and maybe they buy it back up, bro.
True. I mean, I'm looking at some alts right now, and they're looking juicy. They're looking ripe for entry right now.
Yeah, I definitely think even for like a dollar cost averaging entry, like it's not even a bad idea to throw some in now, especially in things you're already holding, in case it doesn't continue to go down and you just got a better price.
Yeah, I mean, as long as majors aren't dumping, or at least trending downward. I shouldn't say dump, because that I don't think we're expecting dumps at this point. But as long as they're not trending downward, then I think alts are primed to outperform still. And if you can find some quality entries, then it's certainly not a bad way to play it.
Take a look at Doge. Doge still looking pretty strong.
Yeah, bro, it is.
They just
Still
like
holding, climbing up. I want to see it break that 52-cent level, bro. And that'd be sick. That's a fib extension level that I have.
it looks so. The chart looks so. Like if this was a meme coin, I'd be scared. Like one of those like market maker meme coins,
Mm-hmm.
like the pump.
The way it's just like topping
know?
back and forth.
Yeah, but it's Doge. You know what I mean? It looks unnatural.
It's got some real market movements going to it. Yeah, bro, I think Doge is going to be around to stay for a while. I mean, I'm not a big meme coin guy, but kind of, I think Doge will be around for a long time with a lot of these majors.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to buy more Doge because I'm probably over committed to Doge right now. But if I didn't, I'd probably buy here.
Yeah.
It seems like it's about to rip. It seems like it's like coiling up to rip, like to like $1, actually, like relatively soon. In like maybe like last week of December, early January, I'm thinking.
You guys familiar with SOS Solana swap?
What's that?
I don't know. I mean, I was on CoinGecko and seen it's in the top 100. It's a top mover for the
Is it
last
like a
7
meme
days.
coin?
I don't think so. I think it's an actual utility token. I think it's like what is the other? Not Phantom. I'm blanking on the name of it. What's the other Solana swapping freaking exchange?
Radium is probably the biggest one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
What's the other one that's also big? Jupiter is the biggest, probably bigger.
Huh, I didn't know that. Let's see.
What is
Solana
their market
swap.
cap?
Yeah, it looks like Solana swap actually has a bigger market cap now than Radium. It's doubled.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Interesting.
What's with the token pricing? Rhodes is not happy about this chart.
No, I don't like this chart.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I guess you've bought them now. You're starting to break out, but it's just like
I've never seen a chart. You sure it's not inverted? Like
I don't know. Is this? No, it isn't. Like I don't know what is with this chart.
I'm trying to pull it up here on CoinGecko too. Because it looks fairly new, bro. It looks like it. I'm seeing September 27th, 2024 is the farthest back history on CoinGecko.
September 27th, 2022. Rhodes has one from 2021.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
SOS.
Honestly, I've never heard about it. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
me
that
either,
big
bro.
of trading on Solana, but Radium and Jupiter are probably the two I use the most.
Yeah, interesting. I've just never seen it. I was curious because I just seen it. Like I said, I seen it pop up, and I knew Radium was probably one of the bigger ones, but I noticed it also
Wait,
had a
I
bigger.
have it at
market
$4.
cap.
What are you looking at, Rhodes?
Yeah, it's $4.02 right now.
I'm looking at SOS. Don't buy SOS. It doesn't look very good.
No, the SOS is $4.
Although it's trying to bump here too over the last little bit.
No, like I think you're in the wrong chart.
You're on like a meme coin, I think. I don't think it's on there actually. I didn't see it.
Try the first one. No,
This is OpenDAO actually.
try it. That seems like the right one. No, try it.
That's the same chart as what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it is.
They
It doesn't
don't
line
seem
up.
like they're on any exchanges. They're on Radium.
Interesting.
What is this? Where did you find this coin? It's ranked 3,000. So I'm not sure.
Were you in a
What's-
category?
Say it one more time. Yeah, it's in the Solana ecosystem on CoinGecko. It's ranked number 65.
It's the first one, yeah, that one. Crypto assets.
No, this isn't it.
Weird. This is a hard
No
token
way.
to find, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how you found this token.
I don't know.
What
Like
the
just well, I
thesis
was just looking at looking at top movers like
This
on
one,
the
here.
top 100
Solana swap.
CoinGecko.
There we go. Found it.
Found it. There we go.
It's got a.
It's on radio. It's trading on
nice
radio.
logo.
It's not even on their what is this website? What is this coin? Liquidity.
Wayne RSA is bullish on. That's why.
If Wayne says it, bro, we're good.
Dude, if you go on their website, it's Comic Sans.
Ugh.
I
Oh,
think.
gosh. Like the oh yeah.
Bro,
We're talking about
what is this shit?
the
What
font.
is this shit, bro?
You don't like that font, bro?
Not for anything professional.
I can't tell if this is a meme coin or AI to execute order splitting. Who made this coin?
I don't know.
The
It's
key
kinda
factors.
interesting.
It's got a
It's just
roadmap.
It's just word salad, I feel like.
Word salad. Let's see. We can connect our wallet, bro. Should we connect it?
Nah, I'm chilling on
Nah.
this one.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Honestly, though, it looks like there's last 24 hours. Let's see.
Yeesh.
Do you even have a Twitter?
I don't know. Like I said, bro, I was looking at top movers and I hadn't heard of it before on the top
How
100.
do they have
on-
170,000 followers?
It must be new. But if they're new, they're outpacing freaking Radium. Interesting.
I
No,
almost
it's
like
good,
this opened out better than Solana swap.
but but
I mean,
it's definitely
it might be interesting. It
yeah. I was
seems like
gonna
it's
say it's kind of
really new.
interesting because if I were to see like something overtake Uniswap, bro, like an exchange, like a different exchange overtake it, that would be especially a decentralized one. Like market cap just flips it. I mean, I feel like there's a reason being like, but why are people coming to it? But an aggregator, it almost.
I like the Radium chart better.
Yeah. It looks pretty decent actually on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it looks fairly new. And
Interesting.
I don't know if that's like fake or not, but it's showing like it went up to $102 at one point.
What, on Radium?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
the
probably
first three
less than I
candles.
should know.
But let me see all-time high. Yeah, all-time high on CoinGecko showing about $6, about 569. Let me keep my eye on that one. Accidentally, like I said, I usually cruise through like the top 100 on CoinGecko, and so I'm pretty familiar. Like if something new pops up, I'm like, huh, I don't know what that one is, but interesting. Any other alts you guys are looking at?
Let me see. I was looking at
Thanks. Do you remember a
Sui.
while ago, Sui?
Sui's dropped a lot. Went from 420-ish to like 340. So
Huh.
down a lot. Might be a good entry if it can hold.
I don't mind it where
But
it's at right now.
Do you
Still
remember?
looking good.
when was this? This was like in August, actually. This was in August, but you remember Liquidity that we brought up? It was like the zero interest loans.
Yeah.
It was similar to Aave. When we were looking at it, bro, it was at about 65 cents. The puppy almost smacked $3. Like,
No
holy
way.
crap. Yeah, dude, it ran. But
Yeah,
that was
start
another
buying
one
some
kind of
of
like,
your Solana swap. Then it sounds like you're calling these. It just takes some time to cook.
yeah,
Take some
honestly,
time to
bro,
cook.
it's kind of one of those things where, I only saw Liquidity because it was on a new like a platform that I usually use, and it was new, and I kind of checked it out, and I mean, I didn't dig really deep on it, but what I did get from it was similar to another platform, and kind of the same thing with the Solana swap. It's like, if it's bigger than Radium as far as market cap goes, it's an exchange. It's this a decentralized exchange, a swap. It's kind of interesting to me to see that, and it's not like anywhere to be found. I can't find it on, Trading View. Like it's almost like a hidden token there. But I don't know, man. It's interesting. We'll keep an eye on it, see where it is next Monday.
Yeah. What else are you guys looking at? Ton might be a good entry.
Yeah. Let's see.
Honestly, I think a lot of the alts right now is good to buy.
Yeah.
The risk
Algo was
reward's
one that I
better
was.
than last week for sure.
Yeah. Algorand, another good one. ISO 222 token came down. If you can get it as close as possible, it almost touched 35 cents. But if you could get it around there, I mean, you're almost another run back up to where we just were, 75, 80% return. But I don't think it's going to come back there personally. It looks like I don't know, kind of looks like we might hold that 35-cent touch from yesterday and maybe continue back up. But we'll see, man. I feel like we could have seen some wicks down and maybe we continue up. But again, I would actually feel more comfortable if we saw a retracement because we keep moving up with all this speed, bro. It's almost like I feel like we're gonna have to crash equally as hard.
Right? You need to get these a little bit of breaks. Yeah, this has been on
Yeah.
just a tear.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Algo
The last
went
month has been
bonkers.
What is it like?
6x
30 days.
action?
30 days. It just straight cook 500%. Yeah, you want this to kind of come back and chill a bit here for sure.
Yeah. But
And it's
I
sitting
mean,
there.
35 cents, bro. I'd buy it again. It almost touched it, but it was just shy. Even now, honestly, I like Algorand. I mean, you go back to an all time, like especially if you compare some of these other ISO 222 tokens, like bro, they're pretty close. But if you go to Algorand, bro, all time highs at like $3, I think, roughly. Looks like there's a few wicks up there, depending on what chart you're looking at. But dude, we're still in cents, about 40 cents right now. So, I mean, that's another one I think it's going to continue to run. You're going to see H bar,
It's in a nice spot.
yeah, yeah, it is. But as far as any other ones, like looking real, like I feel like I want the other ones to retrace a little more. Like Algorand, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm pretty confident in it. But who knows, bro? It's hard to say.
And these are both ISO 2000s, right?
H bar, yeah, H bar.
It's like
Cardano is
as a part of market, that's where they've both kind of done really the
Mhm.
same thing, right? They're both
yeah,
cooked a good amount. Actually, oh, this is Hedera. Is this H bar?
yeah,
Yeah, H bar.
yeah. That is H bar. Yeah,
Just ridiculous run for them.
yeah. That's one of those ones I
That's
wish I would have
crazy. That's a
held for a
10x.
little longer. Yeah,
I'd
I
be
only made it up.
careful buying the ISO ones just because they've ran already so hard.
Yeah,
That's the interesting bit about these, right? So like you go and you say, okay, well, you got your left curve, kind of just like meme coins and just, oh, I recognize this coin from back in the day, that kind of stuff. Then you have, the mid curve is just like, I don't even know what you take as mid curve, but I mean, really, you could overplay it and say, okay, maybe people entering crypto right now are new to crypto and they're looking for, okay, just like you did back in 2017, right? And you looked at it and these coins were going to become the next payment rails, and that kind of side of things. That's where these ISO 2000s gain steam, because it's got this added perceived utility that it's going to do something, and whether or not it does, yet to be determined, right? But that's the narrative behind them, and clearly it's being bought into. And though you wouldn't necessarily think that's gonna do, and obviously if it's gonna happen, it's probably only gonna be a single winner, and it's probably not gonna come from something that already exists. But like, the narrative is there, and like trading a meme coin, or like trading something as speculative as any one of these crypto alts are, you kind of just got to be aware and find those pockets that are really running, and maybe you find a laggard, or maybe you find something that's outperforming, and you're into it, right? But all of them kind of look nice on this pullback retracement to what they've done to where they can go from here, right?
Yeah, and I would hope so, bro. Especially considering there's something I heard back in 2022, but I wasn't so sure about them. Now I feel like, okay, wait, 2025 is the end of the messaging standard in November next year. So like now it's kind of like, oh shit, we're actually really close. Like, it's kind of that almost FOMO. Like, okay, well, what if it actually does get used? It's like, fuck, bro, this could be pretty potentially gnarly. And even looking at like XRP or XLM, like what if one of those gets used? And if XRP becomes the second largest crypto, like it used to be back in the first bull run, which I'm not saying it will, but if it does, you're looking at like an $8 XRP, which for just XRP is gnarly, bro. What if another one of these with the lower market cap becomes, gets a XRP type position, not even, or even a Solana or something lower down, a number 50. And actually, I think H bar is actually pretty far up on the listings there, if I remember correctly. It's 23, but imagine it comes number 15 as far as market cap goes. Like you'd see a pretty decent jump in price too. But it's all speculation at the end of the day, man. That's what we're here for, the fun of speculating.
Mm-hmm. I like where Algo is, though.
Yeah, I like Algo for sure. That's like the only alt right now. That and Compound. I actually like how Compound retrace, but those are the only maybe even H bar, I guess. But I would have wanted to get H bar a lot closer to 20 cents because it ran down to almost 23 cents. And you're up another 20%.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but the majors are kind of doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, looks like we're getting some green pumps, bro. Thanks, he called it early.
When you get a brand new day, you get that brand new day, and it's a Tuesday. It's great.
Going
Good.
up
Back
on a Tuesday.
Honestly, WorldCoin might be an interesting buy.
That's Sam's coin, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have already kind of? Didn't they have a
It already had a
session today?
What? It's WLD.
To me, it looks like WildCoin.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of wild too. If you look at a lot of these alts, they've also in the last 8 hours, bro, pumped 20%. Like, kind of moving if you look at them, bro. On like a 4-hour chart, like kind of pumped. What is this, Wilder World? Or Wild?
WorldCoin. It's Sam Altman's crypto company.
Oh.
I mean, it's an interesting position because it pulled back, like it's running, but not sure how high it can get.
Why aren't the AI agents all over WorldCoin? Shouldn't they be? It's Sam's.
It's not for AI agents. It's for human.
I know, but I'm just
verification.
saying they should just naturally gravitate towards it. No,
I don't know. I don't think Sam's working very much on this. It's just a good entry price, I think, for me. I cashed out my Mara calls today, so I'm looking for another option play.
Yo, a little bit off the crypto topic, but more on the computing side of things. I just seen 3 hours ago, Google's new quantum chip solved in 5 minutes what would take our best supercomputer 10 septillion years to solve. I mean, I don't know how they're gauging that, but that's a little wild, bro.
whoa.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's like another 100. What is it? 100 times, 1,000 times on the quantum computers for them to get to be able to crack Bitcoin. Is that what it is?
Yeah, bro, that'd be wild.
Should we run some NFTs? I think we kind of
Yes.
figured out the altcoin situation. I'm gonna go try to buy some later, but
Yeah, I mean, this volume chart definitely highlights kind of the renewed energy. You know, this isn't the volume chart of farming and blur incentivized trading. This is should be ultimately organic volume within NFTs, and it's also volume that we're seeing that isn't, you know, the market pumping out new NFTs day after day after day, right? So it is excellent to see this kind of volume be here, and this jumps and spikes in overall volume beyond any other metrics. Because, like I said on the Friday show, a lot of metrics are generally kind of flat, but looking at volume, it's outstanding to see, and you know, we'll just continue to watch on that side of it. Buyers and sellers also increasing here over the last little while. Unique traders climbing, which is good. New buyers has been pretty level, pretty flat. But overall, really good. And then you see the strength in the market itself, both in USD and in floor prices. Over the last 6 months, we're now pushing 60% in USD terms, 40%, 42% in Ethereum terms. And this isn't necessarily the I want to adjust these NFTs one more time here, and kind of go on a more so a volume base on Ethereum on the top projects over a period of time, and just kind of recurate it and get that list. But overall, pretty strong performance. Even over the last 7 days, we're for the most part, majority are up. We had a strong day on Clonex. I don't know if that's, sometimes you get this. I get a bit of a weird glitch on floor price where you get a low sale and it will pump it up. I doubt Clonex is up this much right now, even though they were down over the last bit. But and then over the last month, again, really strong performance in the NFT market, led by Little Pudgies, Sappy Seals, and then there's this kind of like follow through with the distribution of Pengu coin to projects outside of their community-based projects in the community itself. So, and then I wouldn't be surprised if you get some kind of Sappy Seal coin, or you know, they're like a little brother, big sister, whatever you want to call it, kind of narrative there for Sappy Seals, and they kind of follow through, and they have traded much higher in relation to where Pudgies have been in the past. So I think there's going to be this correlation between them and Pudgies for the most part, as that kind of that cute narrative plays through. Doodles up really well, and yeah, excellent to see on the market. And go to Magic Eden and look at all collections in the last I got it set to the last week, but just the last 24 hours. The only ones that are really kind of moving at the moment is a bit on the ordinal side of things, some Pudge ecosystem related, and some on the generative art. So, generative art side of things, terraforms, a bit of a move. Not necessarily my favorite when it comes to gen art, but overall, a bit of a retracement type day going on for the NFT market. Pudgy Penguin's now up to just shy of 22.
80K US dollars.
Yeah, so they're pushing. I think if you filter it for USD, I think I misspoke on Friday saying they were at all-time high. I don't know if that is actually a rate near all-time high right now. So when they kind of had the flipping in the past, that was their previous all-time high. They're right back to it at this point in terms of USD value. I think they got room to move still. Just there's just so much positivity around Pudgies, Pengu token coming out strong, and what could be next for them on the roadmap. So they are definitely leading the charge for this NFT cycle, and so crazy values can continue to occur. I would hesitate at the 100K mark. Look for a bit of resistance and price around there, but it's very possible it continues to move beyond that as well. So they're really strong, and then just look for the kind of the ratio between them and little Pudgies. Make sure that kind of is sitting in an appropriate range. I think it's fairly fine there, and that kind of one to. I mean, it can go as, I don't know what the historical ratio is. I wish there was an easy way to map that out. But
what do you think is the most undervalued NFT collection right now? If you're gonna ape some NFTs.
Jeez.
For me, I'll go with Cyber Ape Yacht Club, especially after this weekend and kind of seeing everything like in person, bro. I would go with them.
What was that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't hear what the name was.
Oh, Cyber Ape Yacht Club.
Cyber Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah. One of the main founder of it, he has like 30 apes, and he's pretty upset with. Pretty much felt like he got scammed. He's like, it can't be that hard to do. He owns a couple. I mean, he's wealthy already. Has quite a few data collection companies, a bunch of other stuff that he does too. So, I mean, he's dumped like $13 or $14 million into the project already by himself, like with his own money. And they do a lot of stuff very like super transparent, almost too transparent. Everything's live streamed in the Discord. You can pretty much see everything. So I honestly probably that would be the only NFT I would comfortably and maybe something Quirky's related. There's a handful of them, but at this point, a lot of my money goes like token allocation. I don't buy a lot of NFTs, but if I were to, I think this is one of the undervalued ones.
Interesting. I will say that I hard fade ape derivatives, generally speaking. Even punk derivatives as well. They've happened so often, and generally speaking, they can get a move, right? I mean, it's very it's a natural gravitation on the kind of the derivative move there, but generally speaking, a derivative doesn't typically separate super well, but doesn't mean that it can happen, and that but like where these can get to, I think is capped just based on being a derivative. So keep that in perspective. Quirkies, I think, is interesting, but has been quiet for some time. I don't know if through inks and everything like that, like there's been a much momentum gained. So that's interesting. what I want to see from collections that have been around from 2021 and have like tried to get into this perspective of building a brand, a business, a community, that sort of thing. I want to be seeing this buildup start to occur of announcements of things on the horizon, etc. For a degree of bullishness, right? Otherwise, I'm gravitating towards the collections that have been doing so. The one collection that I'm willing to give grace to is Azuki in that respect. And it's probably me to a fault, really speaking, because I mean, I guess they had anime.com not too long ago, but like, I just want to see that drop of news and information coming now when the market's starting to move up, to get going on it. I have not answered your question, Danksy. And so I don't know if I have one at the moment. I don't know.
I'm thinking Sappy Seals.
That's a really good one, right? I mean, you heard me just talk about them, and I think,
and they're kind of cheap.
Yeah, and they've been there in the past, right? So, not a terrible one to call out. When the market was doing well, when Pudgies had their move during kind of the bear market there, on the market decline, they were one that kind of went along right with them, and so they're interesting. The 30-minute kind of interesting here on the USD.
You think they'll actually get an allocation of the thing?
I don't know. You really have to put the research in to determine what the allocations will kind of look like for the communities. I haven't heard a lot on it, and I haven't researched a lot on how those allocations are working. I wouldn't place my bets on a collection just being like, oh, I think they're getting a Pengu allocation. I don't think that's the way to play it in the market at the moment. When we were in full bull market and people were chasing things left, right, and center, then maybe that was the way to kind of capture a quick run. But I think you want to be jumping in on collections that are the winners from last cycle, right? And going with those groups, and then from there it's sticking with it. I don't know. There's no real additional narrative other than like, you have your AI related NFTs. You have your meme related NFTs. A few of them AI related, but then you maybe have your NFT collections with token drops, right? Is your kind of your next narrative. Otherwise, it's just a flight to quality for the most part. That's occurred so far. But I like Sappy Seals, right? Like you can look back to when Penguins last really took off. They were up as high as 2 ETH, right? So at 0.57, I think it's a relatively reasonable entry.
Yeah, I'm considering buying like 3 or something.
I think they're a good one to try and get some WETH offers in on. OpenSea, Blur, etc. And see if you can pick them up at a discount. But this 0.56 range is pretty interesting at the moment, at least in the short term, looking at the chart. But I don't mind them in terms of how they follow in that along that same line and narrative. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting time. Back to NFTs. I never thought we would be back here.
So quick, right?
Hmm.
So quick, so early in
Wow.
the cycle, right? Like, that to me is the great part of it all is seeing the attention while the crypto cycle is kind of getting going. I think is positive for NFTs.
True. What else are we looking at? Meme coins. Flog taking a hit. Chill guy taking a hit. Everything's taking a hit, but compared to alts, not that bad. Not bad at all, actually. Just moving with alts.
Like a left-handed uppercut from one of us versus like a Mike Tyson hit in the alt.
I mean, if alts are moving down 20%, like meme coins moving down 20% is nothing. That's like a normal day.
Right, right.
That's a normal day at work for them. So what's the deal with this cult thing? 600 mil for like a brief second though.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 600 mil doesn't. I don't even see it on the wick.
It's like the first candle.
Yeah, but that always happens on token launches. ApeCoin did the same thing on its at the beginning, right? They all kind of get this crazy weird spike and then settle in. So, I mean, they launched around 250, got as high as 330. You know, Pengu, you have to figure on the low side, you're looking at 500 mil. I think it's expected to be around the bill mark.
Yeah, but the thing about these token launches is that like you saw it with Milady. Like the money just doesn't come, like the market cap doesn't come out of nowhere, right? You lose that value in the NFT. You
Yeah,
lose that
exactly.
allocation
Well,
value
exactly.
too.
Yeah. And
It's like you
that's
just get
why you're selling prior to snapshot. Typically. That's usually where you get the peak value. If you like the token, if you like the asset, still buy after everything kind of happens and everything settles out, and you will typically it can be close. Sometimes it can be better on the hold and receive side of things, but typically speaking, when you get whatever airdrop, whatever assets coming, you're better off to pre-sell and buy back in.
Is there
It's just the way it is.
when's the snapshot for the Pengu?
The token is expected by the end of the year. At least that was the initial announcement. So,
So soon.
when snapshot happens and all that kind of stuff,
Who knows?
who knows? But I imagine it's going to try to be pretty
soon.
Yeah, pretty soon, but also kind of like, no real lead up to it or anything like that. It'll be just like, okay, snapshot happens in X hours, or snapshot happened, and then price dump. There'll be some dump. Anyways, I don't know where that runs to, but it'll be interesting. But yeah, Milady's cult coin. I think that's a good one. I like it. Definitely, it's better than DGod.
God. Singular DGod.
Singular DGod.
Hey,
Man, it
they're at
recovered.
35 mil. They're not dying yet. They're still living.
Jeez, up to 60 mil.
They make a little move, huh?
They made a move. We hadn't checked it last week.
They
Did we?
gave up, bro. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Hawk to a coin, 20 mil.
There's a lot on. What's going on with that?
They just got rugged.
Was it
Or
was
not
it ever?
rugged, but like not rugged, but like there's no incentive for anyone to hold.
Yeah.
I actually got an opportunity to buy in here, or like be one of those ruggers or pre-sellers or whatever. Would have made like 10x if I sold it at peak. or some crazy shit. I don't know. Like 15x, 12x. But yeah, it's done. It's over. I mean, everyone cashed out. Like, there's no aligned incentive to hold this shit coin.
Yeah. Well, there was already like unofficial ones too, right? So
Yeah, but this is the official one. So
yeah, but what official coin, celebrity coin, has done anything?
what about like daddy or something, or like mommy, or what
Yeah,
is it?
those aren't, they haven't done anything, no. They're just slowly
I don't know. There's just shit
bleeding
coins.
out, right?
What do you think about Flog? The pond not
Fog.
looking too hot after Flog not moving, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the pond is very much reliant on the success of fog in general. And
It's like Mudang's not that cute if the coin's not ripping.
I mean, it's 305 mil is kind of like, you know, this range here is would have loved to see it hold this kind of like 365 range. We've lost it in this last little bit. We could certainly push up above it again, but there's been nothing. Yeah. I mean, if you got conviction, you're entering at 300 mil, and then it just that above 500 mil is where you want to be. We got there, and then we're right back down. So you can call it consolidation and hope for a impulsive move on it, but at the moment it's tough. A lot of it's coming to a lot of the actions happening on listings.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, but who knows what the listing is. They got the guy's going to jail. Who was it? There's some guy that is friends with like either Coinbase or Binance or one of the people.
Mm.
Oh no, it was the OpenSea guy. He was friends
Oh,
with
the guy that was doing the trending page or whatever.
Yeah, he was friends with the guy with trending page on NFTs, and they would know basically ahead of
There's got to
time.
be someone. There's got to be that activity going on within Binance. No.
Probably, but Binance is not in the US.
Yeah.
There's like even less rules over there.
WIF looks kind of interesting here.
With I think that's okay. I'm looking at chill guy right now. He's definitely tweaking right now. Definitely not as chill as before.
Chill guy is tweaker.
Confirmed a tweaker.
Chill guy's a tweaker.
I mean, it had an insane run. What was this run? For a while, and now it's pulling back. I think a good entry is also, like you said, 300. It's kind of in the same position as Flog, if you think about it. Like the chart is almost exactly the same.
Same as what? Sorry.
Flog.
Interesting.
What is moving right now? What is hot right now? Luigi, the fucking shooter, the alleged shooter.
They're pretty similar looking. give you that.
Right? It's at that same level of price point. No, like 350 right now.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you buying? Chill guy or Fog?
I don't know. Neither. If I was gonna buy a meme coin, I definitely need. I'm not a huge fan of playing that mid 100 mil levels.
Yeah.
You know,
You want to play just before a billion and that run around there. You want to play the
I
100
think
to 200 mil range.
probably the 100 mil range, 100 mil or like sub 100 mil, like 500 mil mark. I think 500 mil is the right risk
500K?
reward.
You mean?
500K, yeah, is the right risk reward. No, 50 mil is the right risk reward for me. 50
Okay.
to 25 mil.
Yeah.
If you're not aiming for 10 to 20x on meme coins, there's no point. I'd rather just go buy Doge or something.
Interesting. I prefer the upper end memes. Just they have
What, like
continue
a
to
bill
do well
plus?
and you get less risk.
Like a billion plus?
Just I mean just before a billion. Right?
So
If
what are you
you
looking?
can
You're
you
looking
can
for
see
like. You're looking for
you start
like
to break
what?
750, then to me they start to get really interesting.
Okay,
But
you break
and
seven.
then
Let's say you buy at 750, right? What are you looking at? Like two bill?
no, I'm looking 750 to a bill, and then just above a bill,
So you're
and then
looking
from
for like a
there,
quick 50%, basically.
yeah. Of course, something like Chill Guy, rejected pretty quick, right? So you look at it, it got to 800, but it's that continued momentum there where you get up over 750 and that run, then you're kind of almost a magnet to a bill. And then once you're above a bill and break above a bill, then you have a bit of room to move above there. So, and then it's just you're just hanging out in the upper end.
How's Moodang doing?
I don't know. Probably not as cute.
Probably not.
They got this pump from listing, right? And then they've just sold off pretty steadily since.
Yeah.
All three of those memes, Chill Guy, Moodang, and
Peanut.
Fwog,
Peanut.
are hanging in this 360 mil range. Is Peanut in the same range too?
No, Peanut's at 1.14. How is Peanut doing so well?
Well, because Peanut got listed, and Peanut has Elon.
Peanut was
Yeah,
the
doesn't-
real winner, honestly.
It doesn't look super great though at this
Peanut
point.
does not look strong whatsoever. I'd be
No.
scared. I can think it can hit 600 mil Peanut in like a week. That's what it seems
400
like.
mil, 400 mil in a week.
You think it's going down from here?
I mean, you can consolidate in this bill mark for a period of time and then get another rally up, but other than that, like it's just not. I just don't want to touch it here. It's at risk of losing this bill mark, and unless you get a kind of a bounce back up here to confirm you're still in this channel, it just doesn't look very strong.
Fair.
I mean, I get the story behind Peanut. I get that Elon pushed it, but for me, this isn't anything that resonates for me. Moodang also doesn't resonate for me at all. There's those those elements, like there's nothing perpetuating the meme for me that doesn't seem interesting. Like if we go and say, okay, Bren talks about Harambe, and like it's like, okay, Harambe is a great meme and strong in its day, but like what's perpetuating it at this point?
You can't shoot him again.
Right? So what's out there to get people excited about the meme? Because that's what it is. It's attention, right? And you're just just nothing to drive that attention. So as much as it's good and then maybe people just all of a sudden pile on, whether that's, groups or whatever that pile on to a meme and therefore it starts to run and then it gets its attention. Other than that, like, I don't know. There's nothing perpetuating Peanut other than, Elon, which, I mean, no one better to push your meme, right? Moodang, same idea. I mean, Moodang is just going to get uglier as time goes on, both in price and the actual it itself, because it's going to get older. So it's tough. But where you have like these communities and cults around it, and like a meme that can continue to kind of drive around, then those to me get a little bit more interesting. But I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. The thing about memes is it's just like you're going to have such contrasting perspectives on it. You have to resonate with the meme. You have to buy into the cult narrative of it. If you're going to want to hold it for any duration, otherwise it's just, chart trading.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta wait for this Bitcoin to pump in reality. I'll buy some NFTs.
Yeah, it's the market. The market's a little unsure right now, just in general, right? Like it's just, and it's crazy how you get, a week ago, where was it a week that we broke 100K?
It was like, yes, I think it was like last week.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was last week. What is the fear greed? It's still at kind of greedy, but not extremely greedy.
Or I guess we got to 100K. Our breaking of 100K was on Thursday. Feels like longer ago than that, but like, you get this like total euphoria of where it's at, and then just like a little bit of a cool off, and it just feels like everything is just like, not looking very good again, right? But like, you just have to watch how if you're looking at trends, everything's in such a strong uptrend for the most part. And so it's just a matter of kind of continue on that until things shift. But I think it's just, sideways action really for a bit of time here until you break 100K, you retest 100K and hold, and then you rally from there.
Yeah.
And that's where everything else will kind of cook with it.
You look at ETH gas right now, 20. The gas on ETH, 20.
Is that low? Is that high? I haven't looked at gas in a while because it hasn't been a
high.
That's high. It's like usually like 6.
Yeah, it just showed 24 for me a minute ago.
That's when NFTs are pumping when gas is high.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
I honestly think gas is like, I think the NFTs like do a lot for gas, I think. Because they're large blocks. Unless I'm wrong.
All right, boys. Well, I do have to dip off of here, but
I definitely appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing where we're at next Monday. But it was a pleasure hopping on here with you boys, as usual. But I will talk to you guys and see you guys next week.
Sounds good. It has been
Yeah.
good. And next week after Tuesday's pivotal space, where are here before you leave? Where are we next week?
105K Bitcoin.
I want to see. Yeah, let me see. Honestly, bro, as long as we hold that 94K, I think we break above 101 and continue up, bro. I think we're still gonna be up.
Yeah, I think. I am so indecisive on it. I'm looking at it.
It's tough to say, bro, because like it could still move down too. That's why I said, if we hold that, then I would like to see us up there. But if we, I don't. I'm a little indecisive personally. I would like to see it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no arguments about on it being less than where we're at now. There's volatility in the market. We're gonna get flushes, and it's recovered every time, which is the positive to it. You get these flushes, and it recovers like super quick, and that's, I think, it's still pushing really strong. So yeah, we'll see where we get to on this next 100K test. I can break and move above, but I think in general, I think we're probably looking at Bitcoin
Bitcoin to
sideways to up.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
it's when you don't hold your 94K level on a longer time frame kind of close, then that's when you get a little bit riskier on it. But
yeah, then I'm looking at 84 for the next move down if we break that.
Yeah, for me, if you break 92, then you're looking lower. But I think we're good still.
Yep.
Cool.
But
thanks much, Tyler.
Of course.
We'll catch you next week, and we'll break it down again. Thanks, Tango.
Sounds good. Yep.
See you guys. Magic Eden claim tomorrow, so I'm gonna wake up early for that shit. Get my $100.
You're gonna all dump, right? How's that gonna go?
Oh, I'm instantly dumb. There's no way you're holding that shit.
Right? I think they've they're gonna need to spin it really well, because I think for the most part there's a little bit of bearishness towards Magic Eden, outside of maybe ordinals, and that's about it.
Well, I like Magic Eden. Who doesn't like Magic Eden?
It's just the tokens, the tokenomics, the claim, and all of that around it.
The
I
claim
think
was ass. What are you gonna do?
What's that? Sorry.
The claim was ass. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So like that whole perspective around it isn't great. I think the ETH community in general isn't necessarily as positive towards Magic Eden either. At least the trading activity isn't there, right?
Yeah.
So
also lost all my sports bets in Vegas. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not built for it.
Right.
Did you see that crazy game? What was it? The 80-point game?
Yeah, I was watching. That was fun. That was a fun game. I got smoked on a couple bets, and unfortunately the strategy I was employing is high probability bets. But when you lose a high probability bet, you lose a lot more than what you're risking to gain, right? So it can be pretty detrimental. So yeah, I got wrecked on a few. I think just overplaying. So just gotta pick your spots.
You're like Icarus, flying too close to the sun.
Right? Yeah. You just got to go in there, and I still really like playing underdogs. Although I got completely annihilated on that in the Carolina Eagles game, was it? Where Eagles just like played way down to him. And yeah, I lost one on there, and that one stung.
All right. Gonna go watch some football soon. Take care, Rhodes.
Mhm.
We'll see
Sounds
you
good.
tomorrow,
Have a good one.
actually.